Think of your childhood self, that version of you full of wonder, hope, and ambition. What did they dream of? Who did they believe you could become? We all started as that innocent, fearless child, untouched by the weight of the world, unscathed by failure. But as we grow older, we lose touch. We forget what it was like to believe that anything was possible. We forget the purest form of ourself, the person we were before life started shaping us. Have you ever asked yourself, are you the person your childhood self dreamed you would be? In the rush of life, we get so caught up in meeting expectations, achieving success, and overcoming obstacles that we lose sight of our true potential. We let the world tell us who we are supposed to be, what we should do, how we should think. But what if I told you that the person you need to become has already been living inside you? What if your childhood dreams still hold the answers, still contain the roadmap to the life you're meant to lead? We often think that as we grow older, we are meant to evolve into someone different, someone more practical, more cautious, more reasonable. But we don't always realize that in this process of becoming, we might leave behind the very things that made us unique. We forget what it felt like to dream without limits, to see the world with eyes full of wonder. Childhood is the time when our imagination runs wild and we see endless possibilities. Why is it that as adults, we become so afraid of dreaming? There's a beauty in the simplicity of childhood dreams. As a child, you didn't need to understand the complexity of the world to believe that anything was possible. You wanted to be a superhero, a scientist, a dancer, without knowing how difficult or unrealistic those things might be. You didn't think about the failures or the obstacles. You just imagined. And in those moments of imagining, you were your most authentic self, fully in touch with the essence of your own potential. Somewhere along the way, the world tells us that dreams are childish. The world tells us that it's time to grow up, to face reality, to be practical. But what if the real world is a reflection of the limitations we place on ourselves? When we stop dreaming, we stop believing in the limitless possibilities that life offers. Our dreams aren't just a reflection of our desires. They are a glimpse into the future, a map that guides us to the person we are meant to become. It's important to remember that dreams are not about the destination. They are about the journey. When you were a child, you didn't think about how far you would go. You just played, you imagined, and you believed. And it was that belief that propelled you forward. You didn't let the how get in the way. You were not concerned with obstacles. You were just a child, free to explore and experience life without fear of judgment, failure, or disappointment. But as we grow older, the how begins to matter more than the what. We start doubting ourselves. We begin to conform to the world around us, losing sight of who we really are. The question we must ask ourselves is, where did that belief go? Your childhood self knew something that you may have forgotten. Your childhood self knew that the key to greatness lies in daring to dream, to believe in possibilities without limits. It's a reminder that you don't have to wait for the perfect moment to chase your dreams. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take that first step and trust that the path will unfold as you move forward. The belief that you had as a child that you could conquer anything was not naive. It was real, and it's still there inside you. When we reflect on our childhood, we often remember the dreams we had, those innocent ambitions that seemed so big and bold. Maybe you wanted to be a famous musician, a renowned doctor, or someone who made a difference in the world. But somewhere along the way, those dreams were put on the back burner. You became too busy, too tired, too caught up in the chaos of life. But here's the truth. Your childhood dreams were not fleeting fantasies. They were your true desires, your unfiltered aspirations. The key to unlocking those dreams today is not to wait for the perfect circumstances, but to reclaim that childlike belief in yourself. Children don't worry about failing. They don't care about being perfect. They just act. They take risks, they make mistakes, and they learn along the way. What's stopping you from doing the same now? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown? Those fears are not your own. They are learned, and they have no place in your life if you want to truly honor your childhood dreams. Think about how you felt when you were a child, when the world was full of possibilities. You were fearless, you were resilient. Every setback was just a lesson, not a defeat. But as you grew older, the weight of the world began to take its toll. You began to doubt your worth. You started to believe the lies that were fed to you, that you weren't good enough, that your dreams were too big, that success was only for the lucky few. But those lies are not truth. The truth is that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your heart on. You just need to remember what your childhood self knew, that you were destined for greatness. It's time to listen to the child within you. It's time to reconnect with those dreams. Don't let the world tell you what's possible and what's not. Don't let your fears dictate your future. You have within you the same dreams, the same desires, the same boundless potential that you had as a child. They are still there, waiting for you to remember, waiting for you to believe again. So I ask you, are you the person your childhood self dreamed you would be? If not, why not? What would it take to reconnect with that fearless version of yourself? What would it take to rekindle those dreams, to chase them with the same fervor you had as a child? The road ahead may not be easy, but if you are willing to take that first step, to trust in yourself and to believe in the limitless possibilities that life has to offer, you will find that the person your childhood self dreamed of is closer than you think. The journey begins now. The choice is yours. What if I told you that the hero you've been searching for is already inside you? What if the person you are meant to become is waiting, not in some distant future, but right now? Somewhere deep inside, there's a version of you that's powerful, capable, and fearless. The only question is, are you willing to become that person? Are you ready to step into the shoes of the hero your younger self always believed you could be? From the moment we are born, we are told stories of heroes who rise against all odds, who conquer their fears and battle the darkness within and around them. These stories shape our understanding of what it means to be a hero. But somewhere along the way, we forget that the stories we read as children weren't just about others, they were about us. We were meant to be the hero in our own story. We were meant to conquer our own battles, overcome our own challenges, and emerge victorious. But many of us lose that sense of purpose as we grow older. We get lost in the noise of everyday life, distracted by external expectations and the limitations we place on ourselves. Imagine looking back at your childhood self, that innocent, wide-eyed version of you who believed in the impossible. They didn't understand the complexity of the world, but they knew one thing: you were destined for greatness. They believed in you without hesitation. They believed that you could achieve anything, that you could make a difference in the world. Do you still carry that belief today? Or have the challenges of life dimmed that inner light? Have you allowed fear, doubt, and the pressure of the world to push you into the background, to stop you from stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be? The truth is that every one of us has the potential to be the hero in our own story. The problem is we often don't see it. We don't believe it. We look around and compare ourselves to others who seem to have it all together, who appear to be living the life we've always dreamed of. And in doing so, we forget that they too have their own battles to fight. The hero's journey is not reserved for a select few. It is a journey that we all must take. It is not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It is about rising to the challenge, standing firm in the face of adversity, and never backing down from the call to be the best version of ourselves. We often mistake strength for invincibility. We think that to be a hero, we must be fearless, unbreakable, and flawless. But the real strength of a hero lies in their ability to rise despite their fears, to move forward despite the obstacles, to keep going even when they don't know the way. A hero is not someone who has no fear. They are someone who faces their fears head on and refuses to let them control their destiny. They don't wait for the perfect moment to act. They act in the face of uncertainty, knowing that each step forward is one step closer to the person they were meant to become. As a child, you didn't doubt your ability to become someone great. You didn't question your worth or wonder if you were good enough. You believed in yourself with a purity that we often lose as we grow older. But what if that belief, that deep-rooted faith in your own potential, is the key to unlocking your greatness? What if the person you've always dreamed of becoming is still waiting for you to believe that you are worthy of that dream? It's easy to get lost in the noise of life, to get caught up in the struggles and setbacks, but you must remember, every hero's journey is filled with challenges. Every hero faces moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments where they feel they cannot go on. But it is in those moments, in the face of adversity, that the hero is truly made. You are the hero of your own story, but only if you choose to step into that role. It's easy to look around and think that others have it all figured out, that they are living the life you've always wanted. But the truth is, they are just like you. They have their own struggles, their own doubts, their own fears. The difference is that they made the choice to step into their own power. They made the decision to rise above the limitations the world placed on them. And so can you. It's not about waiting for a perfect moment or for everything to align perfectly. The hero's journey doesn't begin with a neatly laid out path. It begins with a single step, one decision to change, to grow, to become. That decision may seem small, but it's the one that sets everything in motion. It's the one that begins to chip away at the walls you built around yourself, the walls that were put in place by fear, by doubt, by the judgment of others. It's the decision to believe that you are worthy of becoming the person your childhood self always believed you could be. It's important to remember that the path to becoming a hero is not linear. There will be setbacks. There will be times when you fall. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. But these moments do not define you. It is what you do after the fall that matters. It is your ability to rise again, to keep going even when it seems impossible, that shapes your character. Every hero has faced moments of failure, but they don't let failure define them. They use it as a stepping stone, a lesson to be learned, a chance to become stronger. And so should you. You have within you the strength, the courage, and the resilience to become the person your childhood self dreamed of. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about embracing who you truly are, flaws and all, and moving forward with purpose and determination. The world needs you to show up as the hero you were always meant to be. You don't have to wait for some grand moment to begin. You can start right now. You can choose today to step into the life you've always wanted. You can choose to rise above your doubts, your fears, and your limitations, and to become the hero you were born to be. The journey may not be easy, but it will be worth it. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to make a difference, and the only thing standing in your way is the decision to believe in yourself, to trust that you are worthy of greatness. So take that first step. Trust yourself, and remember that the hero you've been searching for has always been within you.